All right, folks, so the next video we're going to do is going to be looking at things that we can do to strengthen our back and our core while stuck at home and working with little to no equipment. I almost went to go put on my Hema Strong shirt before doing this because I was like, oh, I don't want to like show my stomach off anymore, especially when I'm going to be bending it and curling it in weird ways. And I was like, what kind of toxic mindset is that, especially when it doesn't necessarily mirror the way that I feel about other people's bodies. Everyone has roles and things like that. And I've made my life choices. I'm a 36-year-old woman who literally in between shooting these videos went into the kitchen, opened up a bag of chips, and dipped each and every potato chip in a bunch of cottage cheese. This lovely purple mug of tea that I have sitting here before you is sweetened with like heavy cream and maple syrup, and I wouldn't have it any other way. So, you know, I want people to not just see perfection, I want people to see real people. And that includes fat rolls and all. That includes the bags under the eyes. That includes injury, as you folks know that I'm working with as well. So here I am in all of my perfect imperfections, and I'm going to be talking you through some stuff that you can do that can help strengthen your core, and it's also going to help with balance and flexibility. I always like trying to get two birds stoned at once. So that being said, let's go and look at this. Bastian, can you press play, please, on the music? Yay. Thanks, babe. All right. All right, so keeping my legs straight out in front of me, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to bring my arms out like so, and I'm going to go down until I'm at about a 45-degree angle, and I'm going to pulse up, and as I do so, bring my hands towards my chest. Trying to keep my back nice and straight, as you can see. So I'm not curling down and bringing it up like so. I'm going back and forth, using my hips as a hinge. Let's take a look at that from more of a forward angle like so. So we're here, coming up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. After you've done about 16 of those, we're going to increase how far down we go down to the ground. Coming down about this far, notice how my shoulders don't actually touch the ground, like so. They hover about here before I come back up. There we go. Down, 2, up, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, down, 2, up, 2, down, 2, up, 2. Play around with those. You can even play around with making them even slower, slower. And this is also like, you know, strengthening my legs too, because I have them straight out in front of me, and I'm sort of adjusting their position based on, notice how my heels are sliding back a little bit. That's okay. I don't want to tip all the way down like I did there. Like so. Excellent. We're going to be coming back to that position in just a second again. There we go. So now I'm going to be playing with different levels and also pulsing or crisscrossing my arms while holding this. So the first level is going to be sit at about a 90-degree angle and then go down about, 20 degrees or so. That's number 1. Here's number 2. Here's number 3. And here's number 4. Notice shoulders off the ground. All right, let's use counts of 8. And I'm going to alternate between pulses and crisscross motions as well, so that I can really, really work on balance as well as strengthening my abdominal muscles. What I'm going to be doing here as well is at the very, very top apex and at the very lower apex, I'm gonna hold it for 2 counts of 8 because I'll be coming up and down with this. Let's see what that looks like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Lower criss cross. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Lower pulse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Lower cross. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold pulse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Raise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Raise pulse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Crisscross. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we'll do it again. Notice that at the apex, I hold for a count of 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pulse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Crisscross. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Crisscross. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pulse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Crisscross. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Whew. Excellent. So that's some fun that we can have with those. Now let's look at different exercises that I can do where I lie down on my back and I put my hands flat on the ground and I have the tops of my glutes resting on the back of my hands. I can do these exercises with my head and my shoulders flat on the ground, or I can lift them up if I want to add some added difficulty to the exercises. Let's look at some leg raises. Once again, I always like alternating between different positions and different angles because they'll work different parts of the muscle groups. So, starting with my feet out, notice how they're not resting on the ground. They're already extended and my ankles are off the ground. So I can do 45-degree angle leg raises like so. Notice how I have my head off the ground and my shoulders, just to add a little bit more difficulty. If you're doing it like this, totes fine, you're still doing a great workout. And then, all the way up to 90. And down. 1, 2, 3, 4, down. 2, 3, 4, up. 2, 3, 4, down. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Smaller. Smaller. Smaller now, bigger. 1, 2, 3, 4, down. 2, 3, 4. Excellent. Got those? Now we're going to look at switching it up by adding flutter kicks like you would if you were swimming, or crisscross kicks. But first, a sip of my maple syrup, heavy cream Earl Grey tea. Hope you all are staying hydrated in these times. That's super important. All right, so back to this position again. I'm going to go on a bit of an angle. Sticking my hands underneath me like so. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to alternate, kind of doing this scissory crisscross position, and each time I cross, a different leg goes on top. Now I can hold it down here, or I can use the music to help count up. 1, 2, 3, 4, down, 2, 3, 4, up, 2, 3, 4, down, 2, 3, 4. Or I can hold it at any place, doing these. Excellent. Now let's look at the swimmer kicks. These are going to be coming again from the hips, not from my knees. I don't want to see bent knees. So I don't want to see kicks like this. Nice and straight, just like so. Good job. And you can make these as tiny and fast as you want, or you can make them bigger. Up to you. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to look at some figure eights. I'm going to turn on even more of an angle for you folks. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to extend those feet again. And I'm going to draw sort of the infinity symbol, or Number 8 that's had a pretty rough day and has collapsed on its side on the ground. And as always, I just switch directions halfway through my count. Awesome. Excellent. Let's look at some ways that we can work our obliques as well. This exercise I like to call the penguins. Or for anyone that's watched that video with Benedict Cumberbun, crap, I'm so horrible at this. Anyways, he can't say penguins, so we can call these the abdominal penguins. So, feet are flat on the ground. I'm gonna have my palms facing up towards the sky. What I'm gonna try to do is as I raise myself up off the ground like this, I'm trying to touch my heels, going from side to side, like so. Excellent. I can also go from the penguins, going side to side, to pressing my hands down, and I have no idea why, but this is called the frog press. Excellent. And then my penguins. Penguins. Brilliant. Let's look at some other stuff we can use to work our obliques. Side sit-ups. These are one of my favorites. These are also quite difficult to do, but you probably see me doing them all the time in my videos. So I'm going to lay on my side like so, and I have my knees bent. What I want to do is I want to be reaching up kind of on an angle, and I don't want to have my upper glute, in this case it's my left one, ever slide down and touch the ground behind me. Instead, I'm going to keep the right side of my hip on the ground like so as I raise up. Notice this is still up on the air. If I was sitting on it, it'd look like this. I'm up and down and up and down and up and down. If this is too challenging, that's absolutely fine. Variations that you can do. Honestly, even just doing little pulses like this are great. Or, after doing your penguins, extend your feet like so. I'm going to take my right arm and I'm going to reach it across my body like I'm trying to pull it across to touch my left hip. As I do so, I'm going to naturally let my shoulder roll over like so, like I'm reaching towards my left toe now. Reach towards the hip and down to the toe. This is not a straight up motion. Don't forget that shoulder roll. So these are variations that you can do if you can't quite get this full motion yet. And of course, switch sides. You will probably find that one side is easier than the other. Let's take a look at what it looks like if I put my butt on the ground when I come up to that motion. Notice how that's very different. Wrong way with the butt down. Right way, keeping that glute up. Excellent work. Nicely done. So, other things that you can do to work your obliques. I'm going to do the best I can with this because remember, I'm still only 2 months fresh out of knee surgery. And stabilizing is not the easiest thing. Side planks are fantastic for this. You can do this either with a straight arm or with a bent arm. I'm going to use it bent because I'm also 3 months out of a recent shoulder dislocation. Well, just call me lucky. So, up I get, holding this like so. For a challenge, I can drop my hip to the ground and then push it up, working those obliques just like this. Bonus challenge, pretend I'm holding a beach ball in my hand and I'm reaching under and scooping through and back up again. Under and reaching through and back up again. There we go, folks. There's always more to do and always more to learn. But right there, we got ourselves a fairly complete workout where you can work your legs, you can work your arms, and you can strengthen your back and your core at home with little or no equipment. If you would like to see a stretching video, I can absolutely do one of those as well. But I already have one available if you look at the HEMA Strong YouTube page. And there's a full stretching routine that I do that particularly focuses on the lower back and the hips. Because let's face it, we should definitely be stretching those more often than we do. So, hope this helps, fam. And go ahead, review these videos, learn some of these motions and moves. Feel free to contact me if you need to, if you have any questions. And then when I do some of my live video stream workouts, you know exactly what to do when you want to join me. Until then, keep yourselves safe, healthy, wash your hands, keep hydrated, and love each other, friends.